Hello, thanks for joining me. Well, this has all changed since I came here last. I mean, that to the right of us, left of you, that used to go through there in order to go where I'm going, but no, not anymore. Although some areas have been actually tidied up, and I kind of like some of it, but wow, don't think I ever saw into here, or did I? Oh yes I did. I used to come here on my own at night. Yeah. Of course I did. I mean, it's down a dark path. Apparently a ghost path. I found out after, long after I moved away, but I used to come here quite a lot in the night and just go and sit over on one of the ridges there. Yeah, it must have been one of them. Looks like people do wander in there. I'm not sure who owns that bit. Really hard to see today. But, sort of place I might want to go and have a look at. There's some lovely old trees there. There's a gate with a code so they can get in and out the back way. I say I used to come along here at night. Yeah, I did when I lived that way. And when I lived that way, this was my way in and out of town daily, actually, really daily. Well, we've all got to eat, haven't we? Yeah, it is. I used to hang out in there. Yeah, moonlight, it was great. Yeah, there weren't so many things to worry about back then, being out in the dark. It is a lovely light here. Now that way heads to a road. I'm not going to do that, but yeah, we used to come straight down here and through where the fence is and just veer on through. Nice little path, but it's been reclaimed, made private. So I'm doing it with my extendable pole today. I used to like this. So I'd basically, what I would do, this is back in 1986 actually, I would get up, have some breakfast, walk into town, get a loaf of bread, some cottage cheese, delicious bread though. I'm not just talking any old bread. This was amazing malted wholemeal malted granary, I think. Oh my god, it's delicious. It's still in the top two of bread I've ever eaten. Yeah, because you've got to have a list of things. That's a hill we may have seen on some other videos. That's I think. And beyond there, yeah, I can just about, I think, see the white horse. This is why I'm zooming you in on it. It's probably not going to be clear, but just behind, well, centre of the shot, you won't be able to see that. So because this zoom capacity isn't the best. Well, did you hear that? The dog. I've just had a very interesting conversation, saddening but interesting. I can't believe it. I mean, every time since 2021 probably, that I go out, I either see death and destruction of nature, or I see impending death and destruction of nature. Some of the trees here, they're elms that have succumbed to Dutch elm disease. But yes, I used to come here regularly, walk this path, and go on off up to the woods. Now, where we're heading for now is a place called One Tree Hill. Sadly now, yeah, it's called No Tree Hill. No, it is still One Tree Hill. I used to go into town, and I'd get a loaf of bread. I'd go around and visit some friends, because it was at a point where I'd stopped doing the job I was doing and was sort of, well, I wanted to start a travelling theatre. So I'd been to work for 3 years after school, and then needed to change it. I couldn't see myself doing that. I had to stop. So I stopped. And then I'd go out. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I'm right. See, there's the hills that you've seen in other videos, and just in the gap of the twixt the branches in the distant hill there is Alton Barnes White Horse. So and then I'd go with my loaf of bread and cottage cheese, either visit some friends or go out into the woods. And then, depending on whether I'd stayed in town, I would go to the veg shop and get myself some raw veg, carrots, peas, lettuce, tomatoes, I don't know, anything, healthy food. So I really ate healthily. And then I'd come up here and I'd go out there. Oh, there is still a tree there. And I'd go up to the top there and I'd eat my tea under the one tree of One Tree Hill. Ooh, it's slidey here. Oh, and there's the moon. I tell you what, and another view. Do you know what? It's funny how you can come back and look with different eyes. Wow, this is quite amazing. Actually, Westbury White Horse is just over there. We'll zoom in. You get to see it. Well, you won't see the horse because it's round the corner, but there it is. But it is funny how how I didn't really notice all this. I didn't notice the hills in the distance before. I know when it was dark, yeah, I wouldn't be able to, but just generally. Yeah, that's quite quite interesting. Well, some more footpaths crossing here. And time to change the battery. And there's the modern One Tree. Hence the name, One Tree Hill. Well, apparently the original one was an elm planted there in 1812 after the Battle of Waterloo. How did you feel when you won the war? But I've just bumped into someone and they've told me something horrible. I bet you can guess what it is, can't you? If I'd say every time I go out filming, or even every time I go out. If we start at the tree, look at this for a view. I'm going to try and go as slow as I can for you. There you can see some hills over there that might look familiar from some of my other videos. I never realised just how magical this spot was. There's so just to the right of the picture there's the Alton Barnes White Horse, and then just below the pubic triangle there, to the right of that, there's the Roundway White Horse, which is a modern one, recent, the 2000s I think. And then that's looking sort of towards Bath, I think, that way. And then more hills in the distance, and then this slightly nearer escarpment there at the end of that, just behind the end of that, that's Westbury White Horse. And here we go, and we come back to One Tree. Now, I hope that was all clear and as still as I could make it. Now, what if I was to tell you now that this field is in danger of becoming a solar farm? Oh yes. There's a planning application gone in for it. Apparently, I've just met the man who's been documenting it, and it will go to the woods that we're going to head to in a minute. But it's such a beautiful view, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. I'll only know later if it's come out on the video. And there, behind those fir trees there, the hills with the hill with the a few trees on the top of it, not the one that's covered. That's Oliver's camp, which you've seen. You know, I've done videos up there, but I never realised just how far you could see being here. Now, can you see that? We can see all the way round, okay? and there's Avebury's sort of over there. There's all kinds of, you know, the whole Avebury complex is over there. And if that's Westbury over there is Stonehenge. And look at this, we have, it's not often you're on a hill and you get 360-degree views. There may be a little section just completely covered, but no, not here. Not here at all. That's not covered. But well, there's the tree that I remember. I thought it had blown down, but it didn't. And things have been tied to it, which is good in this case, because this is all going to be destroyed. So should we take a look? This will now, if this planning goes through, and it's going to go as far as the wood there, which we'll head to, and as far as the fence down there, not as far as the trees, but just to the fence. And it'll come from where the pole with the scarf was, and the ridge we just jumped down. And the proposal is to come as far as the tree, but it may come further. Now, I think it will, because that's a nice slope down there. It will completely ruin it. It will completely ruin this. Well, it's amazing here. I didn't realise. I'd forgotten. I mean, I just took it for granted that you could see all this. I know it's going to be a bit windy, but I just went off on a rant and my camera cut out. Well, it's beautiful, isn't it? I really didn't realise just how far you could see. You know, so, you know, what goes into producing a solar panel? You know, what damage does it do to the environment? What leaches out? What chemicals are used? What's the cost of, not financial cost, but what's the cost of it in terms of poisons, pollutions, you know, quality of life, all kinds of things like that. And like I said, or maybe it didn't record, which is why I'm going to repeat it, that if we all have enough solar panels on our roofs that supply our own house and our own use, and then the rest going off into the grid, isn't that a better system? Because the roofs are already there. Whereas nature, once you've taken nature away, well, the nature we know is gone, and it's gone, isn't it? Just gone. And you can't, yeah, sure, when we're dead and gone, it will reclaim it, but it won't be the same. It's like this, this wood here that we're going to go and have a look at. Yeah. Once this wood's gone, it's gone. I can't believe that I come out so many times recently and I just see more and more awful things happening to the nature I love. Well, I think it's called Blounce Court Solar Farm. I think that's going to be its name, apparently, according to my sources. It's near Potton, and also, while I'm talking about the same thing, there's another view of the hill there, slightly better. But on the other side of this wood, there is plans for an even bigger one that have gone through. Potton Park, I think that's called. But you know, it'll go through, won't it? Because it's all about bullshit. It's not about renewable energy. It's not. Because there are more radical, better things that we can do. I don't know if I've got time to go into the wood now. But oh, maybe let's just do it anyway, because it might help to heal and ground me out. Not like a cigarette, you understand, but well, that's very sad news, but also very beautiful being out here. Well, and while I'm on the subject of just talking, I bumped into a friend, a female friend of mine. This is sort of early evening, about 7 o'clock in the evening, and they were sort of wandering around the streets, and so was I. So I said, "Oh, come on, I know, let's go here." So off we came down here, and it was so muddy. But what I do want to say is, just keep an eye out in your local area, you know, and go and complain. I know it's part of the bullshit, but you know, we have to stand up and voice it now, and say and go and do these things, because otherwise, well, let me really, what I can see that's going on is the most awful thing I could possibly imagine, and I was warned about it in the early 80s. I was warned about it via astrology. It's all in the stars. Don't believe the nonsense that they try and make out that it's not. That's to stop you looking into it. Once you do your own research and look into it and apply it all to your own life, and you go, whoa, oh my god, there's something in this. It's not a joke. But you know, look, act locally, do it. Whatever you see, you know, complain about them cutting down trees. I mean, I can't tell you how depressed I was the other morning. Well, I think it's the afternoon actually. I was just so depressed because they had hacked the trees down. It wasn't like, and just, you know, like it was vile. It was really vile. Worth, oh, I can't even put it into words what had gone on. It was like they'd taken this, it was probably a mile of hedge and tree line, and they just destroyed it. Completely destroyed it. Now, coming across, there's a red sign. I don't like the look of red signs. Yeah, basically, keep out of the woods, that is. Public footpath straight ahead. So, the other place, I mean, it's not that there's much to go through, but on the other side of this, somewhere is where the other wind solar farm's going. So, well, let's go down there, shall we? Sweet woodruff in the cleft of a tree with a bramble growing out of it. Amazing, isn't it? See, these are ancient woods, and the only reason they're here is because they're on a slope, and there's proof or evidence. So I brought my friend here, and she wasn't dressed for coming in these woods, so I took her to an ancient coppice. And honestly, I may have said this before, but it's one of my enduring memories. You know, it blew her mind. It did. I saw her face. I saw her face go, "Oh my God, this is awesome." And then look at me like, "How do you know that this exists?" What? Surely the footpath doesn't go through here. That's far too steep. What? Huh. Oh, I see. It goes there. Alright. Wowee. That's quite precarious. And again, you get a view. There's the escarpment that is Salisbury Plain. Wow, this is crazy. It really is precarious. Look. That's literally by me. There's my foot. That's incredible. It's quite difficult to film this and walk. I mean, the bank's just fallen away there. Again, yeah, see, a really steep slope to wood, and it still remains. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna turn back, I think, because this wasn't in my plan. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I'm sorry if this might have been a bit disjointed video, but I just wanted to say before I forget and start filming something else that at the start, that bit that's been redone, that used to just be a dark, narrowish, tree-lined lane. One side of it went along a fence, but I don't remember it being as wide and as open as it has ended up being. Let's just show you how precarious that is. Look. That's steep, isn't it? I mean, that's more than 45 degrees down there. Incredible. So if I realise anything else, it'll come on after this bit, but sorry about the noise. Can't stop farmers. You can't smell it. It's got an interesting sweet smell though, but yeah, so do what you can. If you can help out in this situation, please do. You know, I don't think it's a case of NIMBY, not in my backyard. I think it's a case of this isn't the right way. Have your own personal generator Surely that makes far more sense. Anyway, if I think of anything else or that happens, then it'll be on probably before I say this. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Check out the links below. Sign up for something, donate if you want to, and happy healing with the nature. I'll see you next time. Ta-da.